Good afternoon or good evening. It's currently 11:11 at night. I haven't done one of these in a long time. So hashtag team no sleep. Um, Back having those sleepless nights again. Decided to come on live to answer some questions and to let everybody know that I do plan on doing Saturday roll call tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Okay. So I've gotten a lot of new subscribers, and some of the questions that I've got are questions that I've already answered, and I've been referring them to videos I've already done. But a couple of these I want to try to answer, and I'm going to try to show you guys where you can find the answers to these questions. All right. A lot of it is on the VA's own website. So if I start with the first question that I got, what's going on, Barry? How you doing? Mr. B, how you doing tonight? Mr. Morris, how you doing tonight? All right. So I'm gonna start with the first question, and I'm gonna show you guys where you can actually find this. All right, because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to aid in attendance, pension, different types of aid in attendance. I've tried to explain it. I've done videos on it, but I guess I need to show you guys where you can find this information. So this particular one, if you go to VA pension benefits, okay, go to the va.gov website. Do not go to any of these other ones. Um, Eligibility for the pension, va.gov. All these other sites are just sites trying to get you to sign up for whatever or hire them for whatever. No, go to va.gov. When you go to va.gov, it explains how, which I'm at va.gov, what is the qualification for the pension. Okay. Now, if you keep reading this and you go down to the bottom, okay, it talks about aid in attendance. Okay. It says other VA pension benefits. One of the other benefits for VA pension, okay, I'm not talking about compensation side. Please separate those two things. They're not the same. This is where people get confused. There's compensation aid and attendance, and there's pension aid and attendance. When you click on to pension aid and attendance, all right, this is totally different than compensation. This is where you find the eligibility, all right, on va.gov. I don't care who's online saying what. Go to va.gov, look up the way I just showed you. VA pension, go down to the bottom, and then you see VA aid and attendance pension benefits allowance. Okay, which is completely different. All right. I I've tried my best to explain these things. And then the other one, which is the caregiver program, totally different from those. Okay. Pension is for people with little to no income. Compensation side aid and attendance is in the special monthly compensation category. Caregiver program is ran by the hospital. Three completely different programs, similar names, similar qualifications, completely different. So let's say you have a grandparent or you know a federal veteran who served during a wartime period. They have little to no income. Let's say their only income is Social Security and they're getting $300-400 a month. Okay. I do not know what the current rate is for the pension, but I know it used to be about $1,200 to $1,300. All right. They can go apply for that pension. Now they're not going to get the total 12 to 1300. They're going to get it offset based upon what they get from Social Security. Okay. If you know a homeless veteran who served during the wartime period, they have no income, they hadn't worked in 10, 20 years, they have no Social Security benefits or nothing. They can go apply for the pension. Okay. It's very easy. Very easy. Go apply for the pension. There are some of you guys who have very low service connected ratings. That is your only income. All right. Sometimes the VA, knowing that this is your only income source, will offer you the pension in order for you to get more money. Now, it's good and it's bad. It's good because it helps the veteran get more money right then and there, but it's bad because it's not like Service Connection where you get the opportunity to keep moving up if your disabilities get worse. With a pension, that's it. You are where you are. Wherever the federal government sets the level is where you are. You don't move any further than that. You are stuck. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out when it comes to that. One of the other things you need to understand too, though, also, please, is this. Raters don't always give benefits that you are entitled to. Sometimes you have to apply for the benefit. So I had a gentleman ask me, because he's already receiving the caregiver program, how did I get aid in attendance? I applied. I knew I qualified, so I applied. I had my doctor fill out the form saying that I needed it. Okay. Filled out an application for it, presented the doctor's statement along with it. I still had to go to a bunch of CMP exams, and I was awarded the benefit. Now, I'm making it sound easy. It wasn't easy. Okay. Even though the doctor filled out the form, even though I had already had a caregiver and I was able to show them where I've been paying for a caregiver for the last, I think it was 6 years. I still had to do CMP exams, multiple. I had to see a psychiatrist for a CMP exam, multiple things going on. Okay. But I was able to get it because I was able to prove that I had a caregiver. Okay. But I applied. I wasn't waiting on the VA to go, oh, well, maybe you need it. No, I applied because I knew I qualified for it. Same way with foot drop. It had been in my records, I think maybe 4 years before I applied. I didn't know it. This is why I tell you guys to go back and get a copy of your medical records to see what's being said. The doctors had already told them, because I knew something was wrong with my foot. I just didn't know what the hell it was. The doctors had already told them. And when they did my award, they left that out for whatever reason. Maybe they forgot it. Maybe they, whatever. But once I learned about it from reading my own records, I went and applied. I got the benefit. You guys understand what I'm saying? If you know you're entitled to something, take it upon yourself. Do not wait for these people. Same thing with permanent and total status. You've had 100%. I don't care if it's 100% IU for at least 5 years or longer, minimum 5 years or longer. Apply for permanent and total. Do not wait for them to give it to you. Go ahead and apply. Because when you get P&T, they're no longer going to look at your file unless you file a claim. But when you don't have P&T, they're going to periodically check your file. They have to. It's the law. All right. Let's see. Status. Good evening. How you doing? Is the court case Bradley versus Peak also related to TDIU, or can it coincide with SMC as well? Bradley versus Peak is about SMCS. That's not about, the only thing Bradley versus Peak is about is the TDIU for veterans who have a single or multiple ratings at 60, either one at 60 or multiples at 70, or a single disability at 100, and you got others that are 60% or higher, you're entitled to SMCS. So I don't know what you mean by coincide with SMC as well, because that gets you into SMC. The Bradley versus Peak rule is basically for people on TDIU, the way I just explained it. And if you have disabilities outside of what they use for TDIU, that's 60% or higher, you're entitled to SMCS. What's up, Coop? Good evening. Hope you had a great week. I'm retired, so every day is great. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Hey, wake up with a smile, go to bed with a smile, try to smile every day when I'm not in pain or can't move or whatever is going on. Try to stay happy, Mr. Collins. That's the way to be. I meant to say aid in attendance. So again, Bradley versus Peak doesn't coincide with aid in attendance. It's for housebound. It's another way to get housebound. There's a bunch of different veterans who are on TDIU that qualify for that because they either had a single or multiple, and they had more outside of that that added up to 60% or more to get SMCS. Is there a way? Wait, is there a way I can ask you a question offline? Let's see. Because I don't have email to give you. I mean, you can come on. I can put the link, and then I can. You can ask in the private chat right here. You don't have to. I don't think I had to bring you all the way on. I can put the link here in the chat. You can click on, I believe, and you can write it in the private chat here, Mr. B. Hi, team. No sleep. What's up? What happened if a vet withdraws from a vet tech program, bro? Are they liable to pay anything? I don't believe so. I guess it depends on what do you mean by withdrawal, because are you withdrawing for a reason? Like if is it medically related? I'm sure they're going to want some reason as to why you're leaving the program other than I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm pretty sure, though, with most programs, even with Voc Rehab, you withdraw. It's not like they charge you for the time that you spent. You just lose that time that you had. I'm assuming that this vet tech program, which I don't know because I've never attended it, but I'm assuming that would be the same way with Voc Rehab and a lot of these programs, like with what's the program they just had? VRAP. There's a lot of people who are on the VRAP program, and a lot of them quit because they couldn't do it for whatever reason. And it's not like the VA went and back charged them because they quit. No, they just lose that time. So my guess is more than likely, whatever amount of time you got in the program, you've already used that time. You won't be able to recapture it. I'm guessing. Hey, no problem. No problem. There's the link, Mr. B. So if you want to just log on and then go to the private chat, you can ask the question right there. I'll try to answer it for you. Okay, so back to what I was saying, guys. You have to apply. You got to apply for these. Some of these things, they know you qualify for them, but for whatever reason, they don't. For whatever reason, maybe the rater wasn't familiar with the rule. Maybe they overlooked it when they were doing the final, which is kind of hard because they got to run it all by a supervisor to look at it as well. But if you know you qualify, and that's the key thing, is knowing that you qualify for a benefit. Okay, you researched it, you read up on it, you understand it, you're looking at your disabilities, and you know this is what you qualify for, then apply. As simple as that. Apply. Now, for those of you who asked about the auto grant is something you have to qualify for. You can apply. You can apply all day long. But if you don't qualify for it, you're never going to get it. The only reason I got it, which is similar to why Love and Freedom got it, is because we qualified through foot drop. We had a high enough rating, which should be 40% or higher, which puts you in the SMC category. Once that puts you in that category, not only are you entitled to the auto grant, but you're also entitled to the housing grant. So you have to qualify for that. And there's many different ways to qualify other than just having drop foot. Okay. Even service members who've had like serious burns and things like that, they qualify for it. Women who have had breast reduction surgery or have lost their breasts for whatever reason, or lost a butt cheek or whatever, suffering from Alzheimer's. It's different ways to qualify for these things. But the key is, do you qualify? I'm not telling people to just run out and throw out a bunch of applications and you know you got none of these things. You wasting your time and theirs. They opening up your file for no reason. But if you know you have something like T-Mix had talked about before, I believe she's done a lot of research and understands all the things she's entitled to. And that's the thing, guys, is research. Now, I know a lot of us are on medication and we ain't got the patience to sit there and do it. But if you got grandkids, you got kids, you got a caregiver, you got somebody who's willing to help you research this stuff and understand it, or you can go down to Company Pen yourself, have them pull up your records and talk to them and ask them, hey, I heard about this program for vets that's whatever it is, and explain your case to them. And then let them say, oh, well, yeah, I think you may qualify for this, so on and so forth. But don't just apply, guys, and you don't have anything qualifying you for the benefit. You just wasting somebody else's spot. Just being honest. All right. All right. Let's see. Mr. B, I am Markel's social cash app. All right, Mr. Collins. What's up, T-Mix? How you doing? Yeah, guys. It's just that simple. So I don't think you have to come on, Mr. B. I think you can just go to the private chat, I believe, and put your question there, and I'll try to answer it for you. If you can't do it, let me know, because I can see you in the background. Just wave your hand or something. Let me know if you can't do it. You can't do it? Because I can see you there. Let me see. No, I want to kick him out. I can't hear you, but I can see you. I had to bring you on to hear you. I don't know if you want me to bring you on. Okay, no. Okay. Damn. I think that's the only way I can do it, man, because I don't have an email to give you. Unless you don't have WhatsApp from any of the other guys, like Love and Freedom, Mr. McDonald, Howard, any of those guys. Let's see who else we got here. Love and Freedom, what's going on, man? How you doing? Attention on deck, at ease. Hey, fella, what's up, Mr. Wayne? How you doing tonight? I'm driving, but got my ears on. Okay, bro. Yeah, I was just explaining, Mike, how I ended up getting drop foot. I had to apply. I think they gave you yours, Mike, if I'm not mistaken. If you could put it in the comment section. Oh, yeah, he left. Okay. You got it in there. Oh, okay. You have WhatsApp. Well, damn, Mr. B, you dropped off. I can't leave you nothing on here. You dropped off. You won't be able to see it. All right. So, but yeah, on those guys, you have to apply. If you qualify, you have to apply. When it comes to, there was someone who got awarded one of the housing benefits that wasn't the highest one, and they wanted to know if they could reapply for the different one. Yes, you can reapply, but they gave you that one for a reason. They didn't give you the higher one. So you got to look at the award letter to figure out why you got that award to begin with. And if you disagree with it, and they're saying because you don't have a certain disability or whatever, then you need to go to your doctor and see, okay, is this what I have or is this what I have? Because I'm trying to get this housing benefit. Let's see. Great information. Once again, Markel, teach. Is SMCS the same as aid in attendance? No, it is not. Okay. SMCS is housebound. All right. SMCS is basically like your doctor saying you need so much bed rest because of whatever your issue may be. You may have a back problem. You may have leg issues. You may have migraines, whatever it may be. Your doctor says, you need to be at home in bed, or you need to be at home for at least, let's say, 20, 25 hours out of the week. 3-4 days out of the week, you're confined to home. That's one way to get SMCS. Another way is what we were talking about earlier through TDIU. You were granted TDIU. You have disabilities or a single disability outside of TDIU that they didn't use that's 60% or higher. You can qualify for SMCS that way as well. There's plenty of people who've gotten it that way as well. All right. But the VA doesn't always give it to them. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they omit it. They don't do it. and then you have to go back later on and apply for it. All right. But SMCS is 1, aid in attendance is in the L category. Okay, so there's only 3 different categories to the SMC. Okay. Loss of use, housebound, aid in attendance. The difference with all the letters and the amounts is the degree. All right. When it comes to loss of use, there's only one, SMCK. Okay. When it comes to housebound, there's only one, SMCS. But when it comes to aid in attendance, there's a bunch of them because it depends on the level of care that you need. That's why it starts at L1 and goes all the way out to R2. And there are different amounts associated with it. It'll pay starting at about $750 and it'll go all the way up to about $10,000. Okay, added on top of your 100%. So I want people out there running around thinking they're going to get $15,000, $17,000. No. Okay, if you look at the SMC rates, that is your 100% rating plus another $750, and then you keep going from there. You do not get that $4,000 and then you get $3,000 on top. No, that's not how that works. Okay, I know people look at those numbers and they get confused, which is why I'm trying to explain it now. Do you have to be service connected for drop foot? Because I have drop foot, but not service connected. But they gave me clothing allowance for a brace. Do I qualify? Wait. So you have drop foot, but not service connected. I don't know how they gave you a clothing allowance then, bro. Because the only way you get a clothing allowance is you get a clothing allowance for whatever that qualifying brace is that's service connected to whatever you have. That's where you're losing me because that don't make sense. If you're not service connected for drop foot and they give you a brace, well, they're going to give you a brace anyway, you're 100%. But to give you a clothing allowance, they can only give you a clothing allowance for something you're service connected for. So can you explain a little bit further on that one, Mr. Collins? I will pay kindly on Tuesday. Let's see. So if you have a 70% rating, say for PTSD, okay, I'm gonna explain this again, Mr. Wayne. Okay, I'm gonna just use a bunch of different scenarios. Let's go with your scenario. Let's say you have 70%, right, for PTSD, and let's say that they only used, because listen to what I'm saying now, they only used that one disability at 70% for PTSD. Okay. Now, let's say you have other disabilities outside of that they didn't use for TDIU. Okay. If those other disabilities, whether it's a single one or multiple, all added together, add up to 60% or higher, you qualify for SMCS. But here's the key. You need to read your award letter to see exactly what they use to grant you TDIU. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. Even though you may have a 70% rating for PTSD, and let's say at the time you had 30% for a knee, 20% for a back, you had 10% for a migraine. What the raters normally do is lump all of that together to say that's why they gave you TDIU. And you have nothing outside of that. So you have to make sure by reading your award letter what they use to grant you TDIU. And then outside of that, if you have other disabilities, for example, let's still run with your TDIU rating. Let's say that you have TDIU and a bad back at 40%. Okay, that's why they gave you TDIU. Let's say later on, you got a 60% rating for both your legs combined, end up being service connected. Okay. With that scenario, you would qualify for SMCS because you have a separate disability outside of that. But if they lumped all those in together, then no, you wouldn't qualify for it. That's where a lot of people get screwed up. Blank Slate, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks, Mr. B. Taco Tuesday. Let's see. All I know, they gave me a clothing allowance for a brace, and it wasn't even custom made brace. I put in a claim for drop foot, but got denied twice. Hey, look, Mr. Collins, I'm gonna put it to you this way. I have no idea what they give you clothing allowance for. As long as they paying you for it, cool. But I don't know why they paying you if you're not service connected for it, because that's not what it's supposed to be. So you got to be service connected for something. If they paying you a clothing allowance, it might be a cream or something. Something you got is service connected, which is why they're paying you a clothing allowance. They're not paying you a clothing allowance for something that's not service connected. Trust me, I got a bunch of stuff. Everything I got it. The braces, I'll put it this way: the braces that I had, like for my hands, they started out paying me for it, then they stopped because they said no, that's no longer on the list. I'm telling you, you got to be service connected in order to get paid for a clothing allowance, unless you got somebody doing something, in which case I wouldn't say nothing. Let's see. Oh, okay. Before I was given 100%, they gave me 10% for ED. Then it changed and got SMC for ED once I got 100. Yes. Okay. Because like I said earlier, there's only 3 categories in SMC: loss of use, housebound, aid in attendance. In your case, ED is considered loss of use, which is why they gave you SMCK. They give you about $128 extra a month on top of your 100%. So you're probably getting 35, 36 from the VA, right? That's how you ended up getting that. Plus, you get to get the pills as well. All right. That's how ED works when you're granted ED. What if they gave you the TDIU just for the 70% and above PTSD? Then what? If they just gave you TDIU for the 70%, okay, do you have anything outside of that? Like that add up to 60% or higher under VA math, not under regular math, VA math that adds up to 70% or higher. Then you will qualify for SMCS. But if you don't, like if they gave you TDIU based upon 70% PTSD, okay. And then let's say later on they gave you 30% for your foot. Well, that ain't enough. That's just 30. You need 60, right? And again, people, VA math, not 30 plus 30 is 60. That's not how that works in VA math. All right. So I did a video talking about VA math and explaining the difference. But if you just got the 70, you got nothing else? No. If you got the 70 and all the other ones don't add up to 60%, no. Doesn't work like that. I sent you an email, Blank Slate. Okay. Guys talking to each other. So yeah. All right. So are there any other questions? Because I do need to get off here. Gonna be on tomorrow pretty much all night. So I do need to get off. Any other questions when it comes to that? And hopefully I answered you guys' questions when it came to the aid in attendance and qualifying for it and where you can find the qualifications for it. Let's see. They did my friend the same way. He got same brace and got clothing allowance, but it was a word I put on my claim. I guess that made the difference. I followed the instructions on clothing allowance. Bro, I don't know what y'all got going there. I ain't gonna even lie, I don't. Because the first thing that got to happen, because you can go look at the qualifications on the VA website itself, va.gov, for clothing allowance. You got to be service connected. That's number one. So I have no idea how you guys are getting a clothing allowance with no service connection on whatever it is. I don't know. Each hospital is different. Each administration is different. I have no idea what you all are doing or what they're doing, but I have other stuff that's service connected, and I have a brace for it, but the brace is not a qualifying brace. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know what you guys are doing on that. Thanks. No problem. No problem at all. Are there any other questions before I bounce? And one other thing. So the last live we did, you know, I showed the football game, I showed a whole bunch of other stuff. YouTube took that video down, which is why I had to go back and cut up the other one just to put it out. So I can't do that anymore on YouTube, which is show the football games and show a whole bunch of other stuff. YouTube does not like that. So it's just going to go back to the way it was before. We just talking. I can't like share the screen and do all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much out. They sent me a nice little warning to go along with it. Like, we're not giving you a violation strike, but if you do this again, we're going to give you a strike and yada, 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 yada. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to do that again. So it's just going to be another, hopefully, session of guys coming on asking questions. And ladies, where are the ladies at? T-Mix, when you guys going to show up on the live show and just say hello? You don't have to put the camera on. You can just say hello and move on to whatever it is you got going that day. But all right, guys, doesn't appear to be any more questions. It is currently 11:42 my time. And that's going to be it for tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Let me see what we got here. Man, get back to your business. She's watching you. I saw the green screen. All right. But anyway, though, guys, again, I appreciate everybody watching as always, guys. I really do. Please give thumbs up. That's all I ask. And other than that, man, that's going to be it for me. I am out. Peace. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.